Okay, so this is, whoa. Hello, tattoo artists. Are you looking for a wireless tattoo pen machine that does great dot work? Well, this one right here from InkIn is especially made for dot work. It's called the Hover FM Dotwork. Let's check it out right here on the Floaty channel. And don't forget, smash that like button. Okay, let's open it up. Wow, look at this nice big manual. All right, we have, ooh, yes, the Hover. Cool. Looks like they sent me a silver one. All right, here it is. Okay. Cords. Yes, I knew it. We got good cords. We've got cords. We've got needles. Ooh, yeah. 3-round liner, standard, and they gave us a mag. It looks like a 10 gauge 7 mag. It looks like a flat mag based on the M1 there. All right, so I'm glad they sent me the 3 because that is what I would use to test it out for dot work. So awesome. And these are obviously the InkIn Kelly green cartridges. So they have the, yep, they have the cool finger ledge there. It's green, it's cushy. What else could you ask for? It's awesome. All right, so we're gonna try these on this. Let's check it out. Just real quick here, looking at the manual, we see that the operating voltage for this machine is 5 to 12 volts. Always good to check your operating voltage. And we can see that we are at 3.5 millimeter stroke length, which is a pretty good all-around stroke length to have. And the weight is about 226 grams, so that's pretty cool. Let's feel that weight. Oh yeah. Yeah, so it's actually a little bit more heavy of a machine, which I do like. It seems like the weight is at the base of the machine as well, meaning more at the needle tip. All right, cool. So we should also look at the inside cover of the Hover. Yes, the Hover FM Dotwork wireless battery pen machine is a rotary machine that incorporates the functions of a coil machine. Hover opens up a world of options, normal wireless or FM Dotwork wireless. The choice is yours. Cool. So the FM Dotwork is a new feature that is going to incorporate the functions of a coil. So let's see how that actually works. I'm interested. Let's turn it on. Very quiet machine. Has a pretty wide operating voltage. I'm at 8 volts right now, still very quiet. And this is in normal mode now. If we want to change it to the FM Dotwork mode, we are going to double click the power button. Okay, you see that dot show up there? Can you see that? There's a dot on the screen, and that is the Dotwork mode. So now we're in that mode. When we start up again, now it's in Dotwork. Back. The dot's gone. We're back in our regular operating voltage. Cool, so we know how to use the thing. Awesome. I'm excited to try it out. It's really quiet. And I like the weight of it. We're gonna try out this 3-round liner first. It should be the correct one to try a little bit of dot work on the silicone. Let's do it. All right, here's the hover with the floaty grip. It looks great. It feels like really good in my hand. I feel like I'm ready to hover. So let's do this thing. I'm gonna put the 3-round liner on first. There it is, the Kelly cartridge. Nice fit. Good looking cartridge. Just gonna turn the machine on. Whoa! Definitely changed the sound once we put the needle in. Just gonna quickly change my needle depth. So we just wanna, yep, just turn from the back here. It's all one system. Don't wanna obviously turn it off as you go. All right, this sounds like it's already in the dot mode. I'm gonna double click the power. We're gonna go to regular mode. So I'll start at a 7.5. So definitely feels good. The vibration, now that the needle is in, the vibration is very minimal. I feel like my floaty grip helps quite a bit. Any grip you have is going to help diminish the vibration of your machine. Okay, again, I'm in the regular, I'm just going to start in regular mode here and just do a little lining. Get my bearings and see what the hover's got to offer. So control felt really good on this first pass here at 7.5 volts. Putting in this line with this 3-round liner felt amazing. I feel like this line is super saturated and I was able to go fairly quickly. So this feels like a nice, strong, professional machine. I want to go again now here at a little bit lower and just see. Yeah, so really nice control. That's all the normal mode. Feels really good. That was at 7 volts. Still feels like it's getting in really well. Lovely. So lining is so far going really, really well with the hover. I feel like the regular mode is already great, so I'm super excited to try out the dot mode. Let's try doing a little bit of dot work first in just regular mode so we can do a side-by-side comparison of the dot work technique in the correct modes, I guess. So we're gonna do 6.5 or so here. Let's just try that out and see what we get. Went up slightly to a 6.6. Okay, so let's go really clearly here for you guys. Do a few of these so you can really see. Okay, now I'm in the dot work mode. I can feel a little change in vibration at the tip of the needle. That must be it switching into a slightly different mode and therefore changing the actual way the needle is striking. So that's cool. Let's see how it looks. We're gonna go one right above it. And then we're gonna do a bunch here. I definitely feel like I have more control for dot work in this setting. I feel like I'm getting more direct hits. Okay. Definitely felt more like dot work. Same exact voltage, 6.6. Let's see what they look like. Yeah. I see some differences here between the two modes. So it's definitely doing something different in the dot mode. So that is very cool. It is looking more spaced apart. It's looking more consistent of a pattern. It had better control. You can actually kind of tell that the line stays straighter at the end as well. And that's because the needle's not going in as many times as it is in this mode. It's going to move probably a little straighter because there's not as much drag in the needle. But yeah, so it obviously is switching gears and creating a more individualized strike here. And that's my best way of describing it. I guess you can see with your eyeballs as well. And I'm going to do a little bit more. I think this is a fun thing to try. So let me do a little more. Okay. I'm going to try this out again. Let's just do a little section. Oh yeah, I need to clean my needle. Just put a little bit of E&D down. All right, again, in 6.6 volts, we are in the normal mode. Okay, a few lines there, normal mode. Got my dot on the screen. All right, so yeah, very versatile machine here. You have it in normal mode where you can certainly do dot shading in that mode as well. You might be able to drop it down a little bit to lower voltages to get that effect, but then your needle strikes might not have the same hit that they would in the dot mode. So you could just switch it to the dot mode, and then you still have that same voltage that you're at. Where you're comfortable at, and where you're getting these needle strikes that actually will get in maybe a little bit better and be more precise. They look rounder, they look more like dots, more like pepper shading. Really the effect that you're going for with that, if you're looking for neat, clean, tidy work, this is definitely the machine for you. So this is cool. Let's try a little bit more. So I'm in the dot mode now. I'm going to go down a little bit and just see what it's like at 6 volts. So good, still getting good penetration as I came down in voltage in the dot mode. You can see I'm still getting very clear, precise dots. These dots actually look even better somewhat than these because they're even more spread out, which means you can play around certainly with the look and effect of what you're doing. So very cool. Let's try shading a little quicker. And go up slightly, 6.2. Actually, let's go back up to 6.6. And we're gonna try a little bit more right here. Try moving a little faster. So you can see I turned it up so that you can see the dots are a little closer together, but as I move my hand faster, I can spread them apart. But I can drop it down a little bit too. It's definitely good to practice this technique on silicone. Definitely takes a little bit of, yeah, I'm probably still a little bit too low for that hand speed. So definitely takes a little practice to get it right. It's good to definitely try this one out on silicone. Yeah, that fast motion thing, you could almost drop it down. I mean, you can go really fast and get that same effect going, it looks like. So there's versatility in your hand speed as well with this machine, which means it's got a decent little motor on it, right? Yeah, you can kind of feel what it's doing. It's so slow you can almost see like each needle strike. That's what I wanted to like go slow and like do a little. It feels cool. I just keep doing the same thing. The dots just feel like they go in better. They go in stronger. I'm gonna go back to regular mode again. So you can go back and forth between lining and then doing the pepper shading. I'm back in the normal setting here. I'm at 7.5 volts. I'm just going to do a little doodle here. Just another little full hour. Okay, let's switch it to dot mode. I'm at 6.4 volts. Shade my little willow leaf here. Really nice. I'd be super excited to try this on human skin to see the effects in person, but on the silicone I can see the shading would be much more easily controlled with this machine than on the normal setting, or than maybe other types of wireless machines I've tried. So this is very good. I'm excited to utilize it at my shop. What happens if you try to line in the other mode? Okay, let's just say we're at like 8 volts, like something higher in the dot mode. It just feels like it's dragging. It's actually still a really nice line. So if that were to happen, I don't think it would be the worst thing if you end up lining in the wrong mode. You'll probably figure it out by the way it feels, you'll correct it. But I still was able to create a pretty straight looking line in the dot mode. Although the dot mode is definitely meant for more like whip shading and things like that. I can tell by the drag that I feel as I'm pulling through that line. So cool. Okay, so this is, whoa. Okay, so I didn't know there were more settings here. So the normal dot mode is awesome. We're very happy with that. Guess what? There's more. We're gonna check out other dot modes here. So if you notice, I have to talk over the motor. We have different lights here. Maxed out we were here. This is like the default setting, the last light goes on. As we move through the settings, we're gonna go down. I'm gonna go to minus. That's probably the slowest setting there. And then as you go up from there, or sorry, as you go down from there, actually, as you press the minus button, it actually starts increasing until you get to this max, which is the setting it just defaults to. So you have to actually change it if you want to get to this really low Dotwork setting. All right, let's try this sucker out. This is the lowest setting. I can see the needle pretty much moving. We are in 6.5 volts. We're at that lowest, slowest setting. Now this is the slowest one. You can change the voltage at this setting, by the way. Try a little higher. That's 7 volts. You can actually like hear it going in and out of the silicone. Go down a little bit. Okay, so you can see how kind of, if you go too slow in that setting, it shows you what the needle's actually doing. It's striking just fewer times. You can actually almost count them, I feel like, if you go. It's like it looks like dashes have happened if you go too slow in the setting, in that setting. Probably because it's dragging, like more like a liner, I guess. You go slow. So depending on how fast you or slow you go with this setting, of course, you do kind of want to go slow. It is slowing down those needle strikes and they do drag a bit, but you can move fast and get the same spread out dot pattern. That is probably the most spread out you can get right there on the side. Yeah, right in here. And then when you slow down your hand, you get this dashing pattern as it drags a little bit through the skin. So you actually create that sort of a pattern if you're moving slower. So slower, faster. Obviously, if you want to do the pepper shading, you're going for a faster movement. But very interesting dashes here. I've never seen that before. So let me try the next setting up. course, you go, you press the negative button for that. Okay. A little faster now. So I could actually feel each needle strike on that one very clearly. I like that setting quite a bit. Same thing here. If you want a dashy line, you're going to get it. This one doesn't have the spaces quite between the dashes, which is interesting. It's more like a wavy line. I don't know if you want to utilize that for anything, but the dot pattern looks awesome here as you're going a little faster hand speed from left to right, and you can see beautiful dots here a little bit closer together than the one before. So basically, as you go up in these dot settings, your dots are going to get more frequent. And a lot of it depends on your hand speed. So it's going faster now. So I should be able to move my hand a little faster too. Can you hear it? I hope you guys can hear that. It's pretty cool. This is definitely a cool little machine. Ooh, that might be the nice, kind of hone in on the settings I like with this machine, but that might be the setting I play with. So where am I at? I'm in the third dot setting, kind of medium kind of dot setting. It gets faster and faster from there. The one we were using before was just the fastest setting. So obviously I like to go a little faster. I'm probably medium to fast for what I want to do. But if you want to go slower, it has that option too. If you want your dots spaced apart a little more, it has that option. So this is a very cool little machine. Thank you so much, InkIn, for sending it. We're going to open up this mag. All right, this is just a 7 mag here, small little mag. Now I don't know what a mag does in the dot setting quite yet, but I'm just gonna switch this over here to regular. Pretty easy, see how fast that was? Go right back to regular, so you can go from lighting to shading really fast. Feels like it has good control as a shader. Should be capable of a nice light shade there, just in the regular setting. Looks like nice consistent shading as well. Good line pattern. And go up to a 7. Going to go up to 7.5 where I was for my lining for that. A little higher. Just want to see. How straight those lines can be. Yeah, it's all looking really good. Okay, so that was a 10 gauge 7 mag. So, you know, it's not great for lining and things like that, but even on 7.5 volts, I was able to get it in no problem. With the 10 gauge, we see a nice steady line movement here, but particularly I did like the shading for this machine and that particular needle. Very nice. I also did some black here. Even with the 10 gauge, I was able to saturate the silicone. There are some machines that just don't even get in the silicone. So these are always good tests, and this machine is passing them really well. New spot on the silicone. Want to show you guys what that mag is doing. It's very tiny, so I have to try to show you here. Okay, here we go. So we are in 6.7 volts. We are in the middle dot setting here, the third dot over. You can hear it. And you can see it. You can see this dot pattern here. I'm going to leave it like that so you can see it, and we're going to change it back. This is regular mode, same voltage. Take a look here. So you can see that the dots are changing distance a little more at the end with my hand speed, whereas with the other setting, the dots stay a little more even towards the end of the line here. Am I doing it the same way? Yes, I think I'm doing it the same way. I'm not speeding up towards the end just on the normal setting. It just kind of looks like that, and so that is the best way to explain it to you guys, I think, is that your hand speed won't affect the distance of the dots quite as much. You'll get a more even needle strike. So basically the main difference you see here is that the dots don't spread out as much towards the end of the line. They stay consistently next to each other, and actually this patterning here looks really, really nice and even compared to this one. So this is still a cool shading technique. This will help you actually lighten the shading out at the end as you whip out. It's for that technique. The dot patterning is better for pepper shading and that kind of technique. So each of these settings has their own purpose, and therefore the hover is super versatile. It is a very versatile machine. Very cool. If you look down here now, as I have cleaned the area, you will notice on the left the whip out area gets really light. So if you're doing that type of shading and you want to whip out and make it lighter, just stay in your normal setting. Look at the pepper shading here though. Pepper shading for a mag, you can still have it in that setting and it will change the look of your mag. It looks more like a sheet. That could be something that you're going for if you're trying to do clothing or anything like that. So very cool new ways of creating textures with just one machine through the InkIn Hover. So very nice. All right, guys, if you want to get your hover, you have to go to InkInTattooSupply.com because this one is mine. Oh yeah. I love this thing. I can't wait to use it in my shop. I'm super excited. I think it might actually take up my pepper shading game a little bit. So I will definitely do a follow-up for you guys in the future. Don't forget, if you want to support our channel, like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.